Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. You want to know why Americans are pissed off? You want to know why there's going to be so much strife when shit hits the fan? There's going to be tensions not just between, neighbors. There's going to be tensions between economic groups. There's going to be tensions between racial groups. There's going to be tensions between genders. It is all being fomented. It's being encouraged by politicians, literally the politicians or whoever's pulling their strings. Because I don't believe that politicians are bright enough to figure out how to really destroy everything as quickly as they have. I really don't think they're that bright. But it's certain, because everything they do seems to screw things up. Everything they do makes it worse. Now you would think that if they were as stupid as they appear, that every now and then they would get it right. But no, this story, I recommend reading. It's very brief, but when you see the numbers, when you let it sink in, you'll understand why shit is going to hit the fan and why there is going to be so much tension. There's going to be a rebound. There's going to be a literally violent response to what has happened. Here's the news headline, and you can see the link below. In California, illegals come first. Californians don't matter. Now, I know the whole nation, including us Californians, loves to laugh at the stupidity of Californian politicians. But when you stop with the humor, when you sit back and go, are they really going to do that? Are you kidding me? This isn't a joke? You realize what is going on, and you have to say who benefits. What is the legitimate or logical outcome to taking such decisions and implementing them? So, they start, this is an article by sarahcarter.com. In California, illegals come first, Californians don't matter. The number of homeless Californians in the Los Angeles County, that's not Los Angeles Basin, the Great Basin of Southern California, which is this enormous area. It's just Los Angeles County, has reached 58,936. Almost 60,000 homeless people in Los Angeles County alone. That's people without a home, a job, a life. They're living on the streets, under bridges, in parks, wherever they can live. That's what they're doing. It is utterly disgusting and filthy. The incorporated area that I live near has 10,000 people, and that's enough to drive me nuts, just being that close to that many people. 60,000 people that are homeless. Good God. But, that's not what the story's about. It's not a homeless story. It's about illegals coming first. Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, California. He doesn't care about the homeless. Under an agreement between Governor Newsom and the Democrats at the state legislature in California, low-income adults between the ages of 19 and 25 living in California illegally would be eligible for California's Medicaid program, known as Medi-Cal. It's kind of like Medicare for the feds, but in California it's called Medi-Cal. It's an additional medical benefit paid by the state. State officials estimate that will be about 90,000 people that they're going to cover at a cost of $98 million a year. The decision will make California the first state in the United States to pay for illegal immigrants to have full health care benefits. Democrats in the state legislature reached the agreement as part of the larger plan to spend $213 billion of state and federal tax money over the next year. Only those with incomes low enough will qualify for the program. They're illegals. They're not going to have any income. They're not going to have any reportable income because they're illegal. So they all get it. Full medical coverage. absolutely insane. Very short article, but a lot to think about. They're saying, they're estimating, right? They're estimating. It is just disgusting. It disgusts me to see this. Because just in LA County alone, 60,000 homeless people. But there's 90,000 in that narrow age group here illegally that will get 100% of their medical benefits covered. And they're using not only state money, but federal money. Why don't the feds, starting with President Trump to the Republicans in Congress, why don't they say no federal money spent on illegals if they're really against illegal immigration? Why don't they cut California's federal money? Any money going down to California until they comply with not only reasonable thinking, but with federal law. The sanctuary city has to stop, right? The catch and release programs have to stop. The coddling of illegals, the allowing of illegals. Take them, put them on a bus, go down to the border, and literally open the back of the bus, tilt the bed a little with a nice silicone floor, and let them all just slide out onto the ground. There you go, folks. And be nice about it. I'm not saying hurt them. Put them back. Have a nice trampoline down there. Maybe those little plastic balls, the little ball pit that kids play in, like they're swimming, but it's little plastic balls. Just unload them. Pow. Oh, but John, they're not all Mexican. You can't just throw them in Mexico. Okay, how about if we separate the ones that are Mexican and the rest? I don't know. Maybe we could round up all that plastic that's floating out in the middle of the Pacific and call that an island. Put a nice little cargo net around it and give them their own island. These people are here illegally. I don't care if they're from Honduras or Guatemala, Nicaragua. I don't care if they're from Costa Rica or Panama, Venezuela, Colombia. Get a nice ship. It would be cheaper to charter a ship and put them on the ship and take them down the coast, and when you get to the appropriate country, you drop them off. And if those countries don't like it, then you have a destroyer escort them. Right? Take your people back. We don't want your trash. These are not doctors. These are not dentists. These are people who have no hope, right? And that whole DACA thing and dreamers. Give me a fucking break. We have dreams up here too. Dreams of low taxes, low regulation, low taxes, and low regulation. That would be nice, wouldn't it? People's complaints about law enforcement would be a lot less, right? If people up here had better jobs, better income, right? If they had some hope, if they had some dreams, if they had something to look forward to other than high taxes. I mean, I've got friends that are like, I'm tired of working hard just to pay it in taxes. That goes to a program like this. So you can see the social discontent as a result of this program. Americans are being ignored. We're not saying give the homeless people free medical coverage, even though they get it, because a hospital cannot deny them. They may not go in and get the royal treatment, but if they've got a big cut, you bet it'll get cleaned up and stitched up. We'll give them a shot of antibiotics and kick them back out on the street. Same treatment I would get. I don't get the royal treatment when I go to the hospital. They look at you like you're a ding-dong, right? They give you rough treatment. I don't go into a room where they're playing Mozart and I've got art hanging on the walls, lent from the museum, serving me filet mignon as they give me a pedicure and check my temperature. No. Give our homeless some hope by removing the scum. Right? Start by getting rid of the scum. But no, that's not. We can't even talk about solutions to the problems because the problems are so vast. This is why you need to have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and means of self-defense. 70,000 or 60,000 homeless in Los Angeles County alone. I imagine the whole state, I bet there's over 1 million homeless in this state. Just a guess. Just a wild guess. What do you think they're going to do when shit hits the fan? The police can't manage everyone now. They just ignore them. And when these people get out of hand, when they are turned loose when shit hits the fan, when there's absolutely no repercussions, they're going to be in everyone's faces. And the homeless aren't the biggest problem. Homeless, illegals here. And a lot of these illegals think California belongs to Mexico. Aztlan, or whatever their name is for the entire Southwest, from California all the way to Texas. Okay, them. How about all of the gangs? All of the gangs. Whether they're Mexican gangs or other gangs, it doesn't matter. When shit hits the fan, these people are going to be turned loose. It's not 1 million homeless. It's not 2 million illegals in California. It's not 4 million between all of the criminal gang organizations, illegals, and homeless in California. Can you imagine that? 4 million criminal element in a state that has, 20 to 25 million, depending on how you count them? That's just California. And this idiot here, he's going to spend $98 million a year on about 90,000 people with your tax money, federal tax money and state. And guess what? They want to spend $213 billion. Well, let's see, 213 minus 90 leaves about 123 million. Where is that going? I'm sorry, $123 billion. Democrats reached the agreement to pay as part of a larger plan to spend $213 billion. Oh, pardon me. I think that is the overall budget of California. But they didn't really, in the story, clarify how much, where it's going, what it's for, yada yada. We'll just stick with 90 million for 90,000 people. 98 million, 90,000 people. Do the math. Find out how much they're going to spend per person that qualifies. Oh, that's if they're low income. Like I said, illegals, they don't have to prove nothing. Nothing. I'm illegal. I got no name. I got no license. I have no identification. I have no proof. I just claim to be illegal. Maybe I should claim to be illegal. Okay, man, I don't speak no English too good. Right? I'm from Guadalajara, and I'm just here because my cousin Murray told me to come up here. And, I'm really white-looking, but actually I'm Mexican, man. Right? Why don't I just play that game? I don't got no money. I don't got no home. I don't got no nothing. I live in the back of my truck. No, I don't even have a truck. I live down by the river. Right? I can play stupid. And I'm not making fun of people with that accent. That's just the best one I can do. But it's this helpless, hopeless little game they play. You know, oh, Orange Man, he's bad. I don't like the Orange Man in Washington. He's a bad man. Yeah, well, he's throwing a bunch of federal money that's being spent on you illegals. It pisses me off. You know, no, when shit hits the fan, there is going to be hell to pay. Because people with bad attitudes and people with bad attitudes are going to be thrown in the pot together. And it's people like Gavin Newsom and the California Democrats, people with their mental belief system. They are the ones who are doing this. They're taking from you. They're taking from me. They're taking from everybody who has a little bit and giving it to those who don't. That is communism. Or socialism, at least. It would be communism if they said, we're going to take your money and give it to people who have none until everyone is equally miserable. And then we have freedom, because we have freedom from competition. That's what communists want. But right now they go, we're going to take from you and give to these people with none, so it's a little better. So that the income disparity. Meanwhile, corporations are way up here. Pow! To the moon, Alice. The 1%, the 10%, whatever you want to call them, they're way up there. This doesn't hurt them a bit. They don't make any money anyways because it all goes into foundations and corporations. It goes into, tax loopholes. They hide their money and they're good at it. They got great lawyers and accountants. But you down here, back on the screen, you're within the sights of the California legislature and they will bring you down piece by piece. We used to be up here off the screen, but now we're down here and they're going to continue tick, 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 tick to bring us down. You guys understand this? Get prepared for it. Understand how they're going to pit you against homeless, you against illegals, you against gangs. This has been going on a long time and it's just getting worse. I know I've ranted about this, but be prepared. Like I say, I stay away from everybody. When shit hits the fan, stay away. Stay away from them all. Avoid them because it's going to be conflict. Violence is inevitable. You're going to have to participate in it to some level. But the less you do, the more you can avoid the stupidity, the better off you're going to be long term, and you can survive the shit it's the fan that's coming. And when we're done with it, pray to God that we get a government that's got its right mind when we're done, and we don't end up with some Bolshevik government that says, well, you're going to give all your money to the state and we'll decide how it's spent. No, we want a system that's not just fair, not just equitable. I don't want equity and fairness. I want to keep what's mine. I want rights. Rights to myself, rights to the money that I make, and I want to live my life peacefully. That's what I hope we get on the other side of shit hitting the fan, but there's no telling. There is no telling because this mentality isn't new. It's been around for hundreds of years. And they keep retrying it. They keep pushing for socialism and communism again and again and again, and the results are always the same. They keep trying fascism again and again and again, and the results are the same every time. In both cases, it is abuse, it is theft. People die by the millions. They're dying right now because of fascist imperialism. They're dying right now because of socialism and communism. Right now, it's happening. But when shit hits the fan, when first world superpower nations and blocs like the US and Canada, the EU, Russia and China, when shit hits the fan on a grand scale, the whole world is going to suffer. Normally I do 2 videos a day, and today I've got a huge interview coming up shortly with another brilliant gentleman. That video will be up on Patreon as soon as we get it edited and uploaded and all ready and systems check and get it out there. So we're going to do one big video here this morning, and hopefully maybe I'll get one out this afternoon to you guys. But yeah, this interview tomorrow, get tuned in for it. If you're not on Patreon, get over to Patreon. $2 a month. $2 a month is all we ask. You can give us some more. That'll help fund the effort, because you know about censorship, you know about demonetization, you know about all the problems we're having, right? All of the pigeonholing, all of the games they're playing, right? We're still going down in our subscriptions, even though we're getting more new subscribers. But they're just taking the numbers down. They're trying to make us less attractive. They're ghosting us. This is your channel, along with all the others. It's YouTube. You, not me, YouTube. And the idea was for people with alternative views, alternative entertainment, this idea that allowed individual people to use their creative genius to get a message out, to have some fun. And now it's turned into yet another political hole that they're throwing dirt on top of the alternative thinkers out here. And they're doing everything they can to get rid of us. And that, it's just going to create more strife. More strife. I met a communist a couple of weeks ago, and, he's all right. Wouldn't trust him with a nickel, but it was a good conversation to have. It was very instructive. I can talk to communists, no problem. But I know that when communists have power, they don't say, hey, you can have your beliefs. You can think the way you want. No, when communists have power, they kill. They literally steal and kill. Do your homework. And if you want it in an entertaining venue, watch Dr. Zhivago. If you want to see it with a little bit of niceness sprinkled on it, but it's still the same thing. Socialism steals, communism kills. That's what you need to know. And this California is going to give away its money to homeless people. No, I'm sorry. Jeez. To illegals. Full medical benefits to illegals is an example of that exact kind of thinking. That's taking our country down. That's taking our economy down. Get ready. You guys be cool. Semper Fi. Godspeed to all. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours.